ꯍꯧꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯦ 3 2023 ꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯛꯄ ꯇꯪꯗꯨ ꯂꯩꯇꯥꯗꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯠꯃꯣꯁꯐꯤꯌꯔ ꯉꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯆꯠꯊꯅ ꯂꯥꯛꯏ ꯈꯔꯈꯩꯗꯤ ꯐꯔꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯐ꯭ꯔꯟꯠ ꯂꯥꯏꯟꯅ ꯆꯤꯡꯒ ꯇꯝꯒ ꯇꯥꯏꯅꯐꯝꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯕ ꯀꯟꯐ꯭ꯂꯤꯛ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯍꯟꯊꯔꯦ ꯇꯧꯕꯇꯕꯨ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯁꯤꯇꯤꯖꯟꯁꯤꯡ ꯆꯠꯅꯤꯡꯕ ꯃꯐꯝꯗ ꯆꯠꯄ ꯌꯥꯗ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯃꯔꯣꯝꯗ ꯄꯔꯁꯦꯞꯁꯟꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯔ ꯍꯥꯏꯒꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯀꯅꯥꯅ ꯆꯨꯝꯃꯤ ꯀꯅꯥꯅ ꯍꯧꯕꯅꯣ ꯀꯅꯥꯅ ꯂꯥꯟꯁꯦ ꯆꯠꯊꯔꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯟꯗꯤ ꯂꯦꯞꯄ ꯂꯩꯇ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯈꯟꯅꯒꯗꯣꯏꯁꯤ ꯃꯤꯗꯤꯌꯥꯗ ꯅꯦꯁꯅꯦꯜ ꯃꯤꯗꯤꯌꯥ ꯁꯣꯁꯤꯌꯦꯜ ꯃꯤꯗꯤꯌꯥ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯕ ꯐꯣꯔꯝ UNꯗ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯕ ꯂꯩꯕꯥꯛꯀꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯝꯕꯦꯁꯤꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯆꯠꯊꯔꯤꯕ ꯄꯔꯁꯦꯞꯁꯟꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯐꯦꯌꯔꯁꯤꯗ ꯀꯗꯥꯏ ꯐꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯤ ꯕꯦꯛꯐꯨꯠꯇ ꯂꯩꯔꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯀꯗꯥꯏ ꯐꯥꯎꯕꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯥꯡꯖꯤꯟ ꯊꯥꯔꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤ ꯈꯟꯅꯅꯕ ꯉꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯟ ꯔꯦꯀꯣꯔꯗꯇ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯤꯖ ꯋꯦꯜꯀꯝ ꯈꯨꯔꯥꯏꯖꯝ ꯑꯊꯧꯕ ꯑꯊꯧꯕ ꯊꯦꯡꯛ ꯌꯨ ꯐꯣꯔ ꯖꯣꯏꯅꯤꯡ ꯑꯁ ꯈꯨꯔꯥꯏꯖꯝ ꯑꯊꯧꯕꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯍꯟꯗꯛ ꯔꯤꯁꯦꯟꯠꯂꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯄꯥꯎꯗꯁꯨ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯃꯛ ꯎꯅꯕꯤꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ UNCHR ꯌꯨꯅꯥꯏꯇꯦꯗ ꯍ꯭ꯌꯨꯃꯦꯟ ꯔꯥꯏꯠ ꯀꯃꯤꯁꯟꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯦꯁꯟ ꯀꯌꯥꯗ ꯌꯥꯎꯗꯅ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯆꯨꯑꯦꯜ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯦ ꯀꯔꯤꯅꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯎꯠꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕ ꯑꯦꯠꯂꯤꯁ 3 ꯇꯥꯏꯝ ꯃꯥꯁꯤ UNꯒꯤ UNCHRꯒꯤ ꯁꯦꯁꯟꯗ ꯆꯠꯂꯨꯔꯕꯅꯤ 55th ꯁꯦꯁꯟ ꯆꯠꯂꯨꯔꯦ ꯁꯥꯏꯠ ꯏꯚꯦꯟ ꯑꯃ 54th ꯁꯥꯏꯠ ꯏꯚꯦꯟ ꯑꯃꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯨꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯊꯛꯇ ꯍꯟꯗꯛ ꯂꯦꯇꯦꯁꯇ 56th ꯁꯦꯁꯟꯗꯨ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯕꯅꯤ ꯋꯥꯔꯀꯤꯡ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯁꯤꯗꯦꯟꯠꯅꯤ IPSAꯒꯤ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟ ꯇꯣꯉꯥꯟꯕ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯦꯠꯐꯣꯔꯝ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗ ꯅꯦꯔꯦꯇꯤꯞ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯁꯤ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯕ ꯄꯥꯝꯕ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯁꯤ ꯑꯅꯤ ꯊꯣꯛꯅ ꯑꯍꯨꯝ ꯊꯣꯛꯅ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯕ ꯄꯥꯝꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯌꯣꯛꯇ ꯂꯦꯞꯇꯅ ꯂꯥꯛꯄ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯤꯁꯛ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯅꯤ ꯁꯣꯁꯤꯌꯦꯜ ꯑꯦꯛꯇꯤꯚꯤꯁꯅꯤ ꯑꯊꯧꯕ ꯈ꯭ꯋꯥꯏ ꯑꯍꯥꯟꯕꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯅꯪ UN ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯂꯥꯁ ꯁꯦꯁꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ 56 ꯁꯦꯁꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯁꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯒꯗꯣꯏꯅ ꯋꯥꯐꯝ ꯈꯔꯗꯤ ꯊꯝꯃꯨꯔꯦ ꯀꯔꯤ ꯋꯥꯐꯝꯅꯣꯗꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯐꯦꯠꯇꯪ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯍꯥꯟꯅꯁꯨ ꯍꯥꯏꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯈꯤꯇꯪ ꯀ꯭ꯔꯤꯇꯤꯛ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯦꯡꯃꯤꯟꯅꯁꯤ
ꯍꯟꯗꯛꯀꯤ UNꯒꯤ ꯀꯦꯝꯄꯦꯟꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯀ꯭ꯔꯤꯇꯤꯀꯦꯜ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯐꯦꯖ ꯑꯃꯈꯛꯅꯤ ꯕꯤꯀꯣꯁ ꯑꯥꯐꯇꯔ 14 months of continuous conflict in Manipur ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯍꯥꯟꯅ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯕ ꯇꯥꯃꯣꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯤꯔꯤꯕ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ disinformation campaign amana ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ overwhelm ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒ ꯄꯨꯔꯒ ꯆꯠꯂꯝꯕ twisted narratives ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯣ ꯃꯗꯨ ꯆꯨꯝꯊꯣꯔꯛꯅꯅꯕ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯁꯥꯡꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯔꯛꯄꯗꯨ ꯍꯟꯗꯛꯀꯤ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯆꯠꯆꯔꯨꯕ ꯀꯦꯝꯄꯦꯟ ꯈꯣꯡꯆꯠ ꯑꯁꯤꯗ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯍꯣꯡꯉꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯇꯞꯅ ꯇꯞꯅ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤ ꯚꯥꯞ ꯇꯥꯔꯛꯄꯒꯤ or understand ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄꯒꯤ international communityꯅ ꯈꯪꯉꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯁꯦꯟꯁ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯩꯉꯣꯟꯗ ꯐꯪꯉꯛꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯊꯛꯇ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯁꯦꯟꯁ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯥꯛꯏꯉꯩ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯨꯗ ꯑꯩꯍꯥꯛꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯏꯟ ꯄꯔꯁꯟꯗ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯔꯤꯂꯦꯚꯦꯟꯠ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ UNꯒꯤ ꯃꯦꯟꯗꯦꯠ ꯄꯥꯏꯕ ꯁꯔꯇꯦꯟ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁ꯭ꯄꯦꯁꯦꯜ ꯔꯥꯄꯣꯔꯇꯔꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯁꯣꯁꯤꯌꯦꯠꯁ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯏꯚꯟ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯨꯔꯣꯄꯤꯌꯟ ꯌꯨꯅꯤꯌꯟꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯄ꯭ꯂꯣꯃꯦꯠꯀꯤ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯁꯦꯀ꯭ꯔꯦꯇꯔꯤ ꯐꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯩ ꯎꯅꯖꯔꯛꯑꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯖ ꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩ ꯑꯣꯜꯋꯦꯁ ꯇ꯭ꯔꯥꯏ ꯇꯨ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯕ꯭रीꯐꯂꯤ ꯊꯣꯛꯏꯕ ꯀꯣꯟꯐ꯭ꯂꯤꯛꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯔꯨꯠ ꯀꯣꯖꯦꯁ ꯈꯔꯗꯣ ꯃꯗꯨ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯑꯩ ꯊꯝꯅꯅꯕ ꯑꯩ ꯁꯣꯔꯠ ꯇꯥꯏꯝ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯤꯕꯤꯕ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯈꯔꯗꯨꯗ ꯐꯝꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯒ ꯃꯤꯅꯤꯠ 10ꯗ 15ꯗ ꯑꯩ ꯎꯅꯅꯕ ꯋꯥꯔꯤ ꯁꯥꯟꯅꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯃꯣꯏꯗ ꯍꯥꯟꯅ ꯑꯍꯥꯟꯕꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯝꯕꯒ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯂꯥꯛꯏꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯤꯒ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯇꯝꯕꯩꯕ ꯋꯥꯔꯤꯁꯤꯒ ꯄꯨꯟꯅ ꯃꯣꯏꯗ ꯄꯨꯜꯂꯀꯥꯟꯗ we have given them the opportunity to rethink or reassess the entire issues in Manipur and the northeast or Indo-Myanmar border region masigi moida kai hatare kharaga hena marang kaina information meyam ma fit tawjarame adu masi lakadoriba mathangi koi 57 session dadi likely in September October do oiduini adu matam dadi something akoigi kai hatare visible response khara sudum expect tawba yaina khalli akoi su madudedi because handaki sida koi moida homework tawnanaba ai mayam unaraga mathang loina mak arrange tawjarame information pijarame wari sajarame convince tawjarame aduga mathangi dadi aina formally mu UNHRC gi main session da aigi certain agenda singda high report sing sigi magi chap chawa aina statement ama amuk officially thama akandadi mayam da soidana maduna convinced of it will not come back to the साइगी 2023 की लेरम बट disinformation में हम दोनों हल्कनी है बच्चे यार रोय में दी ओइड बच्चे सुन चला मगर once अचुम बदु फंगर में तुम it will never come back to the first cycle again हम हल्ला रोय है जरिबा अदुमाइन तो दना international community ना लेरम बा यामना misleading ओइबा majority ना minority दा discriminate तो बनी atrocities अथा बनी काइना है बा आरान बा notions में हम दो मधु लोयरा नहीं अदुगा हम हल्ला रोय है दना ये अदुमाइन थम जाके
लेरमी बा वाखलोंजे अदु खक्तरा अखोगी मेजॉरिटी ना माइनॉरिटी दा अटैक तवी हाइबा खक्सिदरा अतो तोपा कैम डीपली अखोगी कनोजे काउंटर दी तोरक्तरा
काउंटर थुजी 100 दी तोरक्तरे ममांगी ददी हम तोवे ममांगी ददी वारी साबो वाई हाइतारे मरम दी कइनो द मोय द हान ऑलरेडी फिट तोरग लेबसे यूरोपियन पार्लियामेंट ना डिसीजन लोक्शन गिबले पार्लियामेंट रिजोल्यूशन लोक्शन गिबले या अदुगी रिजोल्यूशन सिंगदु दा अदुम चन्नबे याबा कन्वेंशनल होइबा रिजोल्यूशन सु यावी अदुबु डिसइन्फॉर्म तोबा और मिसइन्फॉर्म मिसलेड तोबा इंफॉर्मेशन द बेस तोरगा रिजोल्यूशन लोक्शन लकबा रिलीजियस की इशू हायरसे मोयना हिंदू मेजॉरिटी ना क्रिश्चियन माइनॉरिटी दा persecution chathaba ne kai haiba aran ba wafam maybe larger Indian men society ki context da lady ba Hindu ga Christian ga gi or Muslim ga gi issue leram ba but Manipur ki context di adu gi potu ke shu leiba nate handa ki sida su koi Hindu na Christian da take tawe haji uji Imphal manung da tam Delhi gi area sing sida Christian gi magi religious places mein ama they are still standing tall and performing their services every week adum bhajan tawri hajari ba so there is no question of religion aro hairi ba poche ahamba da di thazar me malam me adu side event ama tawkibadu da ayhakna angamba khara mayam da rectify tawna na ba attempt ama pigibadu na su mayam da kaino atopa version nama la isibu na mayam da su wakan di khangraga but it took some at least a year to understand the whole magi complexities to understand taropada ado handaki sidadi aina says particularly say for example special rapporteurs of freedom of expression speeches and expression gi special rapporteur oiriba Irene Khan hariba kogi hansi she is around 74 or something like that yamna mature oiriba yamna senior experience leraba adumba rapporteur ma UN gi keno ma khakni ko ado maga wari sabda ina haiba people have been thinking that the Hindu majority is targeting the Christian minority, which is completely false. Yeah, we are surprised to know that it's not like that. And amasu adum haire hajariba. So advaita na tamna olakhiba mayam sina religious ki angle duma now it's completely kogi reject tawre then kogi majoritarian kanona majority na minority ne habasi sisu reject tawre aduga sidagi hena larger leram sidi India gi leriba India gi other laiba even the lakwa mogi tharaiba representative na June gi first akoi handaki chatpada hanbagi first week to aduda ain khanbado 18 June da mali moina piba statement se moina pi kan da su Manipur da hojik thoiba irang asi is because of 70 years of uncontrolled cross-border immigration ni habisi they have already given an official statement India government so do hire ekoi na so di potu hanadagi su hire ga lakpani officially dum hire abni na international community na so koi se whole international border se open na leram me habisi bi su they are surprised because Myanmar is a very volatile and unstable country amani aduga sige yulo nariba mafam sina border fence awdan laiba si obviously masida soidana immigration gi issue Europe tanga si Syria gi Libya gi lan maram mo thengnari bi sumaina akoi sida hena sathina thengnaramani habasi moju khange aduna adugi logic me ando apply torokpa then UN ODC gi koi gi narco terrorism gi drug ki report tholakpa si mayam se koina loina mak court toro moina reject to yaro da ba moi gi on forum gi council gi report mayam du puthoga convince to kan di they cannot run away from the truth aduna adumaina madugi yam mai pakpa campaign ama ai mayam du unaraga phajana ai tawjare haitare
ado on the other hand other side haitare sigi counter narrative ama or misinformation ki campaign ama chathari bagi group se CD widespread way na ubra masida involved tawrise akoi national dagi transnational dagi lo yaw dong tawi kari sense phangi nangna UN da phamba kanda la iba akoi accusation mayam ji la kanda karai de lai kamai lai moina sineba material ji kari no kari phangai wakalon
maruina international community maruina adala iba mi singsi maruina kogi human rights issue da conflict issue da law and order political issue da khara dum sensitive oiraba de khara kitang kai hai tare kitang expert oiraba experience le mi na yama den lai se amateur anover lakodi khara sum khara angang khara yarom be na ha khara yarom be ko but mostly adum ba experience le ba mai gi country me am si dei loi lang na ri ni ana moina han ba agenda si masam na Manipur gi conflict da or northeast region of India or Southeast Asia da interest le na work to ba meeting oi ta ga di moina first hand information ma low na ho na they will obviously google it that's the only source of information adu changkan di Google will refer to Wikipedia adu Wikipedia changkan di Wikipedia da pyramid information du yeng kan di Wikipedia do they already manipulated of course Wikipedia doesn't claim any okay
but the free platform
mana legal ma authenticity ma di adu claim to
always counter check to have disclaimer
it's just a platform for people to come and engage on sharing informations and getting informations
the danger is Wikipedia even punamaksi chumbadona lowba population sizable population
yes exactly
important way
adu nei laksa du hasana have the tonga hai do tonga hai se we cannot completely reject it tonga na maram oiraga tonga du chumbalan ba check tawdring da thabak onthokiba or action react onthokiba su kongai amane world da thoiba every conflict sing sida sigi tonga sigi impact siam chaw haijariba even hawks column lai have the security meam airport cordon tawsan ba school vacate to mem yori city aduna it is very lethal and very dangerous maram di when there is a heated conflict kumba da di sigi si amna spark amana entire se ta click to ya ba adumba podamu oibani na hairiba sigi poche la kan di Wikipedia haibasi important ore mamdi da international community na changaga madudagi information collect to matam da karam makhalgi collection information mana phangri se nobody is going to cross check adu my wakhan da he will have their own perception adu para matung da o adu dismai to boy na general perception le thoki do ne ajaiba adu gi pochi to busida tamona hai du maina Manipur gi conflict ki matang la kan di sai gi world cookie joe intellectual council gumba ITLF gumba dagi di cookie in p gumba makoi gi mang tharaga chaliba sigi group sing sina makoi gi international diaspora network ma moi gi lady se North American koi gi moi gi namta Manipur tribal association kai haiba dagi di European Europe ta ga lady ba then moi gi church ki network sing si mayam si sinara kanda moi gi capacity da leiba capable of me not just moi masana to banataba professional hire tawraga engage tawraga paisa pithoga neega disinformation campaign ama yam kanna chatharame haibasi akoi ju hana yam kan khallu deba adubu masi ai sasu social media da yam ka hena koi attention piba ngamamde because akoi di field activist ni tamona kangbi duni akoi di always we are on the ground and street and everywhere akoi just like social media kai se khallu de but sang na campaign ama sum la kan da social media dagi solok source of information national media dagi tholok myam se moi gi kano se source kadai de no thira kan da di hujiki social media gi network sigi tongan ba X kumba Facebook kumba then koi gi YouTube kumba WhatsApp group myam tongan ba sigi kano myam sida angak phangna disinformation campaign ama tawra leram ba se masi ubadagi di I start aigi Twitter account se X se hana ai 2015 da dai da ha ba tholok da budi dum account di thamgraga I never use it dormant do na dum account se lai ai nong to pai ru de hajari ba adu handaki jun dagi how bane na me sima so ai pai because me gi matam da we always think that see misunderstanding ama dagi swaida tobung kangbai swai da leminari ba community ani gi marakta ningai sandan na ko di khana rakone na dum khan bane na ko di people evacuate to ba thindok tin swai de cookie sing thindok piru ba Susanpur dagi metei and other community sing puthok pirak pa adugi thabok tu busy way le bani na adom da sukan khalu da bai koina and whole maze I was never part of sigi propaganda campaign narrative campaign ko yaude koi kokomi yo ne su yaude civil society ayam su yaude na khalle aduga junior ko di I realize tawre khara manam di kai no da megi second week da mo MLA tarana Kuki represent toriba MLA tarana yam hastily moina India ki Prime Minister the separate administration demand pisalam base. I could have the meet in Dopa, Moy Kuki sing Safagadam from the Tilib, say 11 May, try the lawyer. 5, 6 May, the idea was now 6 May the giveaway. 6 the giveaway, 11 May the lawyer. Although 12 May the Moina separate administration demand or cheap pisalam base. I want to Kainune Moyamna, hastily to Moise, Hana the Gi, Sigi Poche, Tanana circumstance, create the Zala have saying on the La Eva. I know Yankanda, okay. Other than Moina Nahan could cut hard and to winter is in Pal the retaliation to Halaba. Then Moy missing Sillingham death and Topi and a move narratives built up to Aduga, of course, imitation as my toilet Minanga Morese Premises to Pibirona. See, it's Tabani Moise Yam Tunatawi and a Kaleba. And Moina Kalam is the first 2-3 months, Moina twisted narratives may am overwhelmed when the national media class Moina Petowe, Avana Petoroga, campaign Satan, Basa, current Tapper, I see, Barkad that I see, Moising Moina. Rather engaged or Bayako. Then Editors Guild of India, Kangu, report Semanela, Kangu, and Bay, Topa, cheap media, Masamasagi individual, so platform, blog, Hanga, media campaign, kind of media, platform, kind of Kangu, she 20 years later, Moina generator of arguments may have, you in a Pukalaga, propaganda, Pukalaga, do power, and some Punga Cosina. India government, see, Taum, Sigimanung Sida, hasty decision of a lot of Pada. Moina built up to even narrative to the basis or the Lohan have a gi. Now well crafted design me on a post may have a sense of it. But the I should June the I start posting small opinions on X. And my thought today I don't have even 10 followers. But now I have reached around 9,000. Just kind of sit up. Which is 8,800 something. I was quite surprised. Heidi, Aina, Adubo, I the whole profile, any yang, Aina comment over. I never comment on violence. I never comment on atrocities. I never comment on religion issue. I know little is the Moina Aran Bahari Pudu, Chumtona Honab. Moina Aran Bud, Sandom Budu, Achumbudu Putona Honaba. At the mind of Rosum Tam Pukalapane. At the Mokwegi, it's a organized team mamana work to remember. I quite from the individual capacity that. I was, taking part as an individual. When I participate, not as a COCOMI, not as my civil society organizations.
That question like this. ITLF, Kotu, Kim, Namta, Maya, Moyauraga, network, Amasemaga, narrative build up on high. Personally, अखोई मी अमम सिटीजन मैम तौबा अखोई जुन थेंगरे को मैम तौबा my personal level da अखोई की मणिपुर की CSOs मैम हाइगद्रा सिगी एरिया जी नैनबा सिदा अखोई की काउंटर नेरेटिव अखोई अरान बा हाइसे नते को but like you said नंग हाइबे दुमाइना लान थमी पोतु सिनी हैदना मयाम ममांग थम्बजी क्या important way amasung masigi area da dazu kokomiki spokesperson amoina nainarabra enough energy madu da thada da bra andi khali thada bam thok da bra
actually koi masi tamar chume dedicated koi gi kanu ma effort amadi pi de organized when people do the pi de aduga masi khangdi masi koi gi incapacity or because we are not trained for that. Koi hana koi na toromiba social activism sidi yam the traditional method ta state na paikalak ba thabak thorom policy program method da public ki or madugi koi gi kai haitare koi weaker section gi voicing do koi na represent toraga state kai koi gi marakta sum matam gi campaign public protest ama toro sum lecture bani that's how we were trained
foundation
koi foundation ji aduni aduga hojiki somna kandagi tore pochna they carried out this campaign as a professional campaigner moigiti adunani tamona ko myamna khangraba May 3rd ta hoba irangsi April 29 30 doi dagi already national international media myam Churachandpur station torga lerame hai loi khangla grabane so Republic TV ne report tograbane so adu targadi makoi gidi
preparedness
they have been guided by paid professionals, not from Kuki Jo or Kuki Chin Kuki Mijo Jomi Mar communities. Moidi atopa foreign handagi well versed oiraba professionals mayam na guide tawraga phajana design tawraga putharakpa pot ama yawbasina makoina pirakpa impact si yam kalle haitare aduna people were desperate somda le mi singsi ngawe haitare kamaina masi counter tawduna chumme di khangaga su haibom khangdaba tawbom khangdaba gi
mathanda provoke chak
desperation ama lakhi habasidi everyone has sensed it adugi desperation mayam se aigi kokta su yam tare ha common people mayam aigi contact le jaba ingonda contact to viva phangba mi singna phone tawraga kaino myam smai tawra koi smai tawra koi ju delhi chalo so many pressures me am lai adudagi di koi ju tam nai koi gi limited capacity dudagi tamna delhi chatana hyderabad chatana then bangalore chatana khara sumi interact to buna ba national media khara la ko singdu interview macha sum pi daga ngang na bo hona ba nai tawraga sum thok na bo hona ba ni but masi international domain da mu yeng kan da di makhoi gi oina yam sathiba adudani aina handak birmingham da uk da chatlaga sai uday reddy hedana kautilya 33 na one of the most kahata lethal akhoi gi disinformation campaigner ama birmingham university the professor oiga laiba khoi gi non local lama khoi gi chin cookie gi khoi gi group sina engaged oraga he's been used aduga Wikipedia gi se moina advain toromna ko su kai to wi agena apet inquiry im chathabani ada Wikipedia gi page if you want to make some edit in one page you have to pay at least 2.5 lakhs just to edit a page just one page adu mana editor mi se aina share to ki screenshot to yengbiu he has edited more than 50-60 times that means how much amount must have been paid to Kautilya or Uday is ready for this disinformation campaign and from where this source of money comes from the Chinkuki community gi maraktagi kamaina moigi campaigner ITLF Kotu Kuki NP moi da sige su kyam paisa si karai di thola ga manage to no ekoi gi de aina amu UN chana hona bada pala ni umdang
crowdfunding
it's a aduna hena I wonder why ada chala thabok to budai di yau chan na ba ticket kang no hona bajin hen why haitare so it's very difficult for us are koi organization sing ne ta pisa puthok pi bisungam de amuk ko komina mamangi da pisa khara mating pangi ma adu na tung da koi IPSA na amuk anira kumba mating pangi ko amai toroga khara toroga aina ngam ba khara puthoga nuksi bi ba khana chanab sing na ai gi GP da sungai haidan rising wanga caption bi rakba yawe then kana gumana ai non sak na kapake nang to dio ampele khole na rising kun kapi rakba yawe then adale number diaspora gi koi France de leba Geneva thabok to wai koi tamo mam lei mana ga taw na ngonda pound koi gi euro 300 200 ka pibi rakba amai toroga dui pisa me amduna expenditure oiraga chachai hajariba so we don't have organized fund for engaging someone like super editor like Kautilya and we also don't have a purpose to manipulate or distort any form of informations mande ekoi gi di hanagi lejaramba originality to defense to jabani moigi na with a purpose madu adugi distort oraga moigi narrative ma injan na bo honarakpani aduna purpose su kena bani na effort su kena rakpa aduga resource su dum kena re haita mai thamjagi
akoi program sing mo tawbada akoi gi community mingaloga maitei kuki gan haise pakti haina de haina su chumdeng khale adu tawdabu conflict si maitei amasung kuki jo ani ji mak sida am clear cut oiramina sometimes pandabu su yadabu su lai haitare so ajida karai bhaubadi akoi sigi usiki chatharai ba campaign je masigi target si moi achieve tawreng khalli aduga masi aikoina effectively thengnaba ngamgadoribra nana mamangda haikiba kuki singi 11 serum amakhak akoigi sida tanbagi pot adagi very recently haitare koi Bangladesh ki prime minister Hasina na haiba koi India gi akoigi haitare backyard sida nation namakak dharma da yumpham moiraga semba kaise sigi si yam chawba lalonga moitare aduna asuyamna chawba akoigi agenda min jalakpa jida aikoigi preparedness e hoji dang UN chatlaga khanabai phanbaw leite hare akoigi preparedness e si kayam watli kamai focus to chumdo mali state sarkar da sigi depth of issues e khangabra mahogi side gi enough akoigi social CSO ba martagi thoraga activist nam toris maina moina martagi tawbagi mami di kam tai
state tasengmadi masigi handaki thoiba irangsi state na fazana moina holistically moina thingna taragadi mayam na yaushan na be maram di leitabane but hojik mayam na yaushan krisidi it's a question of survival aduna sagi no the live immediate threat to defend tong na bo na bada sagi ai rescue to do mi du ngai le yadabni na I have to respond it
fire brigade lakti ne yum mai kandana
thamya yadab chamane aro ai sing haiba hobune ai mai hobune but ultimately state has to do that hojik some have the of course hojik che matam gi as and when necessary state na FIR macha khara panba then moi mathakta charge frame tawba khotpa then disinformation campaign debunk tawna ba expose tawna ba hona ba khotpa khara dum thengnei but akoina pami ba haidi aikoigi necessity samna aikoigi involvement se shungo yawhandana tasengbadi state na tawgadabne ba adu kandu da tawon hojing wang da thambidi ba community to community anigi clash man ba impression ama lei se sigi se completely lokthokhi doine hajari ba adu targeting sai gi chin kuki narco terrorist group ka state ka ani gi marakta thokpa conflict ne na chacha gi dong ne ba adu chalan na ba gi adu chatle haiba posi proof tawgada ba magi situation du akoi state na phajana matam chana respond tawdabani na adu potu chatabida khudaki oina aikoina self defense da thengnaki budugi adugi cycle of violence to adono do na narrative se puru sa thokra ado asona kan gidi chingu ki narco terrorist group ki oina di it's a very moi gidi adu do
plus point
opportunity ne adu narrative to ne moi ta no honor is that is why they na moina they target the civilian population in Kangbai moina target to is adu ida makta ne ba ana adu potu koi state na magi ka hetare magi yamna thabak mana efficiently thabak tawaktabasina moigi narrative to hena moigi objective to meet tongna na hona hen mating pangjan boin thokra aitare thawaina mating pangdra bauda aduna sigi poche state su kitang tongana sigi disinformation campaign sing si tengna na ba magi tongan ba cell ama dedicated when home department na kaina tawus thambi ba then historical and atai socio cultural aspects sing iduna relevant department sing na dum thengna na hona bi ba admai tarokanda state kidi they have resources they have all the necessary magi logistic and loi lejabani na adum to biya jari yari ni hai ba adu potu kitang shon bagi maram mami duna maram moraga koi myang no mang thalaga chat pisina ultimately adu ta ki bane na
mi gi di yam phajaba mi gi hare waro yaroi akhoi gi manipur thugai ba pamba kangbu je akhoi mi gi haidana kari haini ko mi gi hai je akhoi particular community nate manipur bu thugai raga tongan ba union territory ga
manipur natra bani mo
saina thugai ge na khali ba mi sing gi di road map ama phajana leba male ngasi chahi ama henjale almost 14 months ko sida road map se either from the civil society kamu ma'am maruina kokomi ana lead loga toriba sida either from government side state government wagera central government wagera road map ama irei leite badongna sum akhoi gi wildfire ama let it burn itself to death ado adom do ina sum tahanna bagi tawna udong tawi si road map ma construct tawi abagi machakti lerabra either CSO singna government suggest obuni khangde na CSO singna implement tawi aba
mamangda masi aina handaki even the chachaba matam du da aigi hanba aina statement ama thoksarak podo adu dai aina clearly thamjabane tha tara mari hena linger tawraga putharai ba sigi conflict se si India government ki moigi su interest ama yawbagi mami me yam chawng tare aduga moina deploy tawrei ba security forces singna central security forces singna would live attitude and the kind of design of moigi way of execution of task how they control the mob how they shift population how they abandon the villages to let it take over by the aggressive cookie terrorist groups adumaina tawri port mayam si yeng kanda it seems we don't have a platform to seek justice within the country. Lebak sigi manungda akoigi Manipur da leriba yelhomi miyamgi magi human rights ki bu oiro magi indigenous rights ki bu oiro magi citizenship ki even citizenship ki right to boba madugi justice seek tawna bagi mafam se ultimately government dagi tawgada the government itself seems to be guilty sigi conflict sida mani moina putharaga tawrai ba mong yam si yeng kanta leirabanina we have to look for other options and ina hijaki bedo aduni tamo it is very koida yam laibak thiba haitare when your own government fails to protect you, fails to defend you, then we don't have any other options than to go for something else beyond the government. Haibagi situation namada ko compel to be there. Aduna akoina international campaign da chatkala isi kai haikanda adugi swai da tabi naba mi electrum nina. National media fails to listen
international pressure ma lakpa chumra haibagi.
Yeah, international pressure haibi or we are looking for some powerful forces who can
support us
who can support us and who can at least tell India that what you are doing is injustice.
UN platform the Manipur the thoi report si ngai nai re kano majority minority Hindu Christian you are not there adu thamra matung da di expectation khar di lebra central government agi towards akhoi kai hatare issues understand toromina issue dugi my kingdom the changil lakado man bagi thajab khadi lebra
hojik phobda India government na yam critical oiba core issue khara moina acknowledge tawdana leye sine we khode yamna nunangi se number 1 da uncontrolled cross border narco terrorism sima India government hoji boda acknowledge taw ya de moi machine shugan pande
war on drug
state na campaign tawjaraga so
emisana handak hai giba mana second term home minister oina pu matam da hai giba se not a gram of drug will be allowed to enter India habine
madu aina khanbada it covers Punjab, it covers
everything, but sizu
akhoi sida lady city is completely different. We are talking about drug trafficking.
Adugi
we are talking about two-way trafficking.
Fencing the winning habagi port ama dum hai na lere FMR no thok port na hai lere inadequate way hai na khan badi ai ko but right direction da din na tabra
no thabak local le hairaga su if you don't acknowledge the right term, right words, if you don't use the right words, right terminology, then you are trying to evade the core issue. Amai hajari de. Amanu je haireba. Drug changal laro haireba. Fencing tawrani haireba. FMR scrap tawrani haireba. Aduga kaigino mana conflict solution na buhana bada metega cookie ga famina halalo shanin haire na kaigino. So it's self contradicting. Mana this thabak paikhala iba porto adugi aduna maram weraga thola iba issues mayam do hana address to conflict will ultimately it will die naturally adum mang gine ba mani ekoina
isana narco trade tawriba kangbu sing do control to
gadi exactly
things will die have
yes mandi kaino da ekoi sida lady se ngarang su khoi supreme court PIL ma tawkhre khoi tamu junior hoina ko sigi poche it's a two-way traffic petition to the yaw a hanadi chokoi dum hai it's a two-way traffic amai way som the hanadi just akoina khalam si myam khalam si opium se sidagi concentrate tawthoga ada puraga refinery da pusalroga refine taroga ready made heroin se mu pusalakne hairam baneba hojikna refinery tawnana bo hanabada you need certain list of reagents ko adugi reagents sing se India dagi chatle ba dusum so akoina 70 years of unfenced akoi international border ama lerem misya masi two-way traffic sigi interest ama yawbra have question am la ba masi government khangde si kamai haiduno government intelligence khangde kamai haiduno international border singang na ba assign toriba sam rifles ki colonel lama yawna Ajay Chowdhury 2015 dan atra phag reason 17 crore worth drug loina na phari natra adu tardi mogi intelligence si posi later baneba so why is the government reluctant in acknowledging that serious issues chumnagi general oiba perception namada piba statement duna yadaba khara lei hajariba aduga hairiba adugi narco terrorism ki portuna opium farm myam ama Manipur ki whole surrounding kuki occupied hill areas mayam da sandurei ba uncontrolled way they expand to riba mayam se sigi poching asi boda ministry dagi kamaina acknowledge to ke did they ever say a word on this Home Minister Haibra, Prime Minister Haibra, any concerned ministry ki official na high grab kay gi hydri no Assam rifle ki KM ki thangna bada opium farms loi lei loi khanga bane ba ngasi bo wahim hydri kay no maram ji kay no so there are something moina complicit oithokpa pot khara lei ri ba aduna moi gi sincerity se it's always questionable ana madugi potse lei bani na conflict solution no hona the root cause to ekona acknowledge to ga madu address to nanda hona dragadi how are they planning to resolve this crisis have a question la adai du dani da ina hajari aduna basi prolong to nanda bagi maram se tamona hangbiri ba basi kamaina road map ama lai ba se it's not in our capacity illegal immigration scrutiny to ba check to ba survey to se it's not in the capacity of the people or civil organization it has to be done by the state machineries adu kaya yam effectively tawrige
state na torokanda toroktra public hoi PIL tawridana ko sumai tawdana hoi public intervention hai gadra swai jida hoi ngarang na hoi PIL ma hoi gi golden triangle pakthorapagi golden crescent yokselapagi matam tawgre si core issue da yaiba PIL oini na lowi kam effective wedong male
effective oiba oidaba have it up to the government it's up to the government not the court but court na hayeng compel tawraga toholak pa siga government ki policy mo ina tawba siga enthusiasm do khena do male why NRC in Assam have a big problem because it was mandated by the court Supreme Court it was not carried out by the will of the government aduna effective oidana bagi maram oigi hajariba amona willingly tawba thabak amaga aina tamor tawbyaroi haraga tohon basigagi response khena gani haiba sidi leigane ba aduna hairi poche ngasi ngarangi issue nate Manipur si drug ki golden triangle dagi rest of the western countries in India da traffic tongna bagi drug ki khwaidagi convenient route Manipur oire have si ngasi ngarang wari nate since 1980s 70s dagi lakhra porama kanne ba ada India pumbada Bangalore da Delhi da Maharashtra da apply to ba NDPS ki act to adu gi chamana act to ne Manipur da sum le helise sidi yamna vulnerable oiba yamna sensitive oiraba over ekoi effect toraba impact phajana leiraba mafam amane ba so don't you think we need certain amendments to make it more stringent as per the regional situations of narco terrorism adu tawti general oina all India gi oina leiba drug ki law do dum ekoi da san han thame that means ekoi da di hena shoidra moi a Delhi da kaida lakpa drug ki case tu da moina uba mi yeng do ekoi sida su yeng la ga loire Southeast Asia gi country me am si yeng bio drug related issue da 10 gram gi mathak ta laskar kardi it's all death penalty Myanmar da gi horoga Singapore fowa Malaysia Philippines you just name one drug ki law se kyam stringent oi yeng bio map ti yeng bio loina mo red mark to le bane no compromise India kaino yellow the lay conditional penalty adu tagdi are you encouraging drug trafficking are you encouraging narco terrorism aiba question la aiba sigi international community da puthok te yaraktre now I golden triangle shangi sida torumbadu lotion grisi entire international CIA fo yauna involved toroga
maruina DEA
DEA na toroga lotion gri haine ba adu gi level da akoi gi north east region maruina Indo Myanmar Bangladesh region se sigi borderland area se sidasu adu attention nama draw to dia da wi por makak yam chawna lakpa adu high poche koina drug ki poche yengaga tawna bo honaring da larger geopolitical economic giant mayam gi mogi economic tasalama su muksum da tawnarin ni na China US amadi India gi leiriba sigi equation duna maram oiraga Bangladesh ki prime minister na thamgi ba statement duna maram oiraga sigi conflict situation si sum complex we helaga sustain toro thamaga moigi larger game plan du muk geopolitical moigi game du da hoina sida na bo hona ki gadra haibagi apprehension jo khoida mulaiba aduna masi yamna kitang koina systematically tawdragadi ekta chumnagi general emotion da credit tawraga ita decision je ponglo loro appeal ponglo to su ya da pot khar su dum leiba
okay ki nang emotion hai du da akhoi my next question da dum adu follow to hai tare akhoi ngarang na ma akhoi building ama bomb to bagi maiti khumujum la kai gi amuk viral oire sum train ma sum yeng matam da akhoi gi irang ji kha namdha nemdhar aba to some extent akhoi conflict hai tare conflict as in kanona tabada raw conflict hai gadra khut thana ba khona ba adagi property da thana khona kharga sum nemdhar kanji da sigumba amamam ji kai den or leak or koni hai kano to ni thadora kanji da emotionally sanabagi kaino masu adum train namadi ui saida thadore midugi purpose aduga sona kada reaction ama counter reaction ama tawhallaga hojiki hard line nama create tawna honabagi poramadi ubara kamai to masi kamai tackle tawni akhoi gi side te gi su hai tare akhoi hai kan dai hai je Manipur punna thamni hai ba kambu side te gi su yam emotional loina social media ji phajana sinare sometime akhoi de yamna sok mom da sinna bajum yawi sometime akhoi mayam ama individual mayam ama akhoi counter to da sinna mayam ju yawi saida as social activism oina kari hainingi kari kind of akhoi advisory makti natte ko mayam khanaba si dawraga dilebak si phani heba wafum kari hainingi thona
aina whole akhoi gi third week daidagi chathara magi pattern of violence, pattern of narratives in social medias, pattern of propaganda, adagi the pattern of cycle of violence. Sigi me amsi tawa ina sum study tawraga ina mogi tholokpa matam gi even press releases and me amsi ina compile tawraga ina ai phana kuibuk yengame ai 2023 gi October, September, October, November, right? We going adai degi di sagi magi vicious cycle lam lai. I understand tawre dei. Adu di makha de collection tawre. I understand tawre dai da. May end dagi na November, October, November, right? Boxi da. Sigi pattern ji sum yeng kan da ai amani dang haije gi yeng bio. Kwai yan han bada yamna akoi da khudong thi gi poram lai ji kamai tawge hai kan da. Mokhoina han bagi violence Tomung Kangbai try tawre. There do matang Chandura Puduna, More Sandore. I do give video mamsi, point Toleko. Tola Kanda, Sona Kanda, Chekon, size the gi retaliation video, Nundin Gipung, Miam Lak Pokobo Uropasi, Tadu Makai Tari died the Unare. Hadi retaliation, Sundahana Toroga. So, provocation, retaliation. Retaliation Torokan the retaliation seems to be more damaging, more brutal or man bagi video photo clips me am mandi keno da somna kan dei tawrisina there is no design, there is no strategy aduna kai doge ha kanda mana violence ama commit tawre na they just abandon the situation there ado somna kan da taw kan da na violence tawse they conceal it media da kai da pai tholakte yam tangna lit oina tholeba ado sona kan gi sina mi furusu dum lambida adum thamamba pau tamyana ba dum challenge gi bagumba leidane adumaina di organize way da bagi dum koi gi yamna natural loiba mong da dum pangja chatpa aduna adugi porme amsi un collection tawraga sona kan dei kanguna mu twisted narratives sam sagalaga aduna mu dominate tawraga puba amain tawdana ahan bagi si retaliation tawrokanda retaliation gi potune overwhelm oiraga moina ahan bu tawkibasi timeline of events to tholak jingai da di sona kan gi retaliation jin mathang dal thokre aduna side event UN gi side event do phauda violence start from 3rd May gi evening sigi ningthem kol gi moina paiti beng na haijalisia asida attack to budo adu dagi wari hore abana sai namta gi president Florence Loy have nupi duna machin thiraga mana haibase ai phama tari ni da ai mi da ure ni matam du da ai di Delhi da lei tang hum se tang mari joi Delhi lei ado ada video viral oi ubu du da pung asum da di pung ani makhai hum da gi hogre ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯣꯏ ꯎꯔꯒ ꯁꯣꯝꯗ ꯅꯨꯡꯗꯥꯡ ꯋꯥꯏꯔꯝ ꯃꯝꯊꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗꯅꯦ ꯁꯣꯝꯒꯤ ꯅꯤꯡꯊꯦꯝꯀꯣꯜꯗ ꯑꯦꯇꯦꯛ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯏꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯋꯥꯔꯤ ꯂꯤꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗꯗꯤ ꯃꯥꯏ ꯇꯦꯁꯇꯤꯃꯣꯅꯤ ꯄꯤꯀꯥꯟꯗꯗꯤ ꯃꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯨꯝꯗ ꯀꯩꯗ ꯑꯦꯇꯦꯛ ꯇꯧꯕꯗꯨ 3rd Mayꯒꯤ ꯅꯨꯡꯊꯤꯟ ꯄꯨꯡ 4ꯗ ꯃꯩꯇꯩꯅ ꯑꯦꯇꯦꯛ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯍꯧꯋꯦꯅ ꯋꯥꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯋꯥꯏꯗꯩ ꯍꯧꯋꯦꯕ ꯍꯥꯟꯅꯗꯤ ꯂꯣꯏ ꯀꯥꯟꯊꯣꯛꯑꯒ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯨꯔꯥ ꯅꯜꯂꯒ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯄꯨꯔꯨꯔꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯩꯗꯤ ꯈꯔ ꯂꯩꯔꯒ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯏꯚꯦꯀ꯭ꯌꯨꯑꯦꯁꯟ ꯍꯧꯔꯝꯗꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯨꯗ ꯆꯨꯔꯆꯥꯟꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯃꯥꯁ ꯔꯦꯞ ꯇꯧꯔꯦꯅ ꯍꯣꯛꯁ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯑꯦ ꯑꯗꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯎꯔꯤꯄꯣꯛꯀꯤ ꯗꯣꯛꯇꯔ ꯑꯃꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯇꯧꯔꯦ ꯃꯆꯥ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯇꯧꯔꯦ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯀꯦꯜ ꯇꯝꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯦꯀꯣ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯌꯥꯏꯔꯤꯄꯣꯛꯀꯤ ꯏꯟꯁꯤꯗꯦꯟ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯑꯦ ꯑꯗ ꯌꯥꯏꯔꯤꯄꯣꯛꯀꯤ ꯏꯟꯁꯤꯗꯦꯟꯁꯤ ꯃꯨꯟꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯑꯣꯗꯤꯑꯣꯁꯤ ꯇꯥꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯅꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤꯗ ꯇꯧ ꯉꯝꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯤ ꯀꯩꯗꯧ ꯉꯝꯃꯣꯏꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯅꯥꯀꯟꯗ ꯂꯥꯎꯕ ꯌꯥꯎꯋꯦ ꯗꯦꯠ ꯃꯤꯟꯁ ꯆꯨꯔꯆꯥꯟꯄꯨꯔꯒꯤ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯈꯤꯕ ꯑꯔꯥꯟꯕ ꯑꯣꯔ ꯑꯆꯨꯝꯕ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯐꯣꯔꯃꯦꯁꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯁꯟꯗꯣꯔꯛꯈꯤꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯐꯣꯔꯃꯦꯁꯟꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯀꯥꯎꯟꯇꯔ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯑꯃ
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯁꯥꯟꯅꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯅꯤ
ꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯥꯏꯅ ꯁꯥꯟꯅꯩꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯁꯥꯟꯅꯔꯦꯗꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯁꯥꯟꯅꯈ꯭ꯔ ꯃꯇꯨꯡꯗ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯆꯔꯆ ꯃꯩ ꯊꯥꯕꯒꯤ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯐꯦꯖ ꯕꯥꯏ ꯐꯦꯖ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯔꯛꯑꯦ ꯁꯣꯝ ꯅꯥꯀꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯍꯥꯟꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯁꯅꯥꯃꯍꯤꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯁꯪꯗ ꯏꯕꯨꯙꯧ ꯄꯥꯈꯪꯕꯩꯗ ꯆꯪꯉꯒ ꯈꯣꯡꯄꯥꯛꯅ ꯀꯥꯎꯕ ꯐꯤꯔꯥꯟ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯁꯅꯥꯃꯍꯤ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯑꯒ ꯃꯩ ꯊꯥꯔꯒ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯐꯥꯒꯤ ꯐꯔꯥꯡ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯇꯨꯗꯤ ꯑꯝꯇ ꯎꯈꯤꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯀꯧꯕ꯭ꯔꯨꯗ ꯁꯤꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯟꯗꯤꯔ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯝꯕꯗꯣ ꯎꯈꯤꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯈꯤꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯀꯧꯅꯨꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯁꯪ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯕ ꯀꯣꯟꯗꯣꯡ ꯂꯥꯏꯔꯦꯝꯕꯤ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯝ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯈꯤꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯆꯔꯆ ꯃꯩ ꯊꯥꯈꯤꯕ ꯆꯔꯆ ꯈꯔ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯈꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣꯗꯣ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯑꯦ ꯑꯗꯩ ꯁꯣꯝꯗ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯅꯨꯄꯥ ꯃꯆꯥ ꯑꯃ ꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯃꯆꯥ ꯑꯃꯒ ꯂꯤꯟꯊꯣꯏꯒ ꯍꯦꯝꯖꯤꯛꯀꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯁꯑꯄꯤꯌꯔ ꯇꯧꯈꯤꯕꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯇꯨ ꯀꯟꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯉꯩ ꯇꯥꯏꯃꯤꯡꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯔꯤꯇꯥꯂꯦꯁꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯁꯣꯝꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯔꯤꯇꯥꯂꯦꯁꯟꯗ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯅ ꯄꯦꯇꯔꯟꯁꯦ ꯇꯞ ꯇꯞꯅ ꯏꯔꯥꯡꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯌꯥꯏꯔꯤꯄꯣꯛꯀꯤ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣꯗꯨ ꯑꯥꯐꯇꯔ ꯊꯥ ꯀꯌꯥꯅꯣ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯔꯛꯏꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯉꯔꯥꯡ ꯅꯍꯥꯟ ꯑꯃꯨꯛ ꯈꯨꯃꯨꯖꯝꯕꯒꯤ 4-story building explosive ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯕ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣꯁꯤ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯏꯁꯤꯕꯨꯗꯤ ꯐꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯏꯁꯤ ꯔꯤꯇꯥꯂꯦꯁꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯄꯦꯛ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯔꯤꯇꯥꯂꯦꯁꯟ ꯏꯟꯚꯥꯏꯠ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯥꯟꯕ
ꯁ꯭ꯋꯥꯏꯗ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯂꯩ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯔꯣ
ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯔꯛꯅꯕ ꯃꯥꯟꯕ
ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ
ꯑꯗꯨ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯀꯦꯁꯟ ꯃꯥꯟꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯨ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯛꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯄꯦꯇꯔꯟꯁꯤ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯩ ꯃꯔꯝꯗꯤ ꯊꯧꯗꯣꯛ ꯊꯣꯛꯄꯗ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣꯁꯦ ꯚꯥꯏꯔꯦꯜ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯇꯦꯕ ꯁ꯭ꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯇꯦꯖꯤꯀꯦꯂꯤ ꯁꯤꯁꯇꯦꯃꯦꯇꯤꯀꯦꯂꯤ ꯇꯥꯏꯃꯤꯡ ꯆꯥꯅ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯥꯝꯕ ꯃꯑꯣꯡꯗ ꯃꯤꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯍꯣꯏꯔꯒ ꯆꯠꯍꯟꯕ ꯃꯥꯟꯕ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃꯗ ꯄꯨꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤꯁꯦ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯇꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯐ꯭ꯔꯦꯛꯆꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣꯗꯨ ꯎꯔꯒ ꯀꯅꯥꯅ ꯀꯩ ꯇꯧꯈꯤꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣꯁꯦ ꯍꯣꯜ ꯏꯁꯨꯁꯤꯕꯨ ꯀꯅꯥꯅ ꯃꯦꯅꯦꯖ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯒꯦ ꯀꯅꯥ ꯄꯥꯎ ꯐꯥꯎꯅꯔꯒ ꯇꯧꯃꯤꯟꯅꯔꯤꯒꯦꯁꯦ ꯁꯤꯚꯤꯜ ꯐ꯭ꯔꯟꯠꯀ ꯚꯤꯂꯦꯖ ꯚꯣꯂunteersꯀ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯀꯝꯃꯨꯅꯤꯀꯦꯠ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯒꯦꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗꯁꯨ ꯃꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯑꯋꯥꯕ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯨꯞ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯇꯧꯅꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯊꯧꯗꯣꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯃ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯑꯃ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯝꯃ ꯊꯣꯛꯆꯜꯂꯛꯑꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯍꯣꯜ ꯄꯨꯂꯞ ꯃꯩꯇꯩ ꯑꯦꯖ ꯑꯦ ꯍꯣꯜ ꯀꯝꯃ꯭ꯌꯨꯅꯤꯇꯤꯁꯦ ꯗꯦꯃꯣꯅꯥꯏꯖ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯕ꯭ꯔꯥꯟꯗꯤꯡ ꯇꯧꯁꯜꯂꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯁꯦ ꯔꯦꯄꯤꯁꯅꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯇ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯁꯦ ꯔꯦꯄꯤꯁ ꯄꯥꯔꯤ ꯑꯊꯧꯕ ꯈꯨꯔꯥꯏꯖꯝ ꯑꯊꯧꯕ ꯁ꯭ꯄꯣꯛꯁ ꯄꯔꯁꯟ ꯑꯣꯐ ꯀꯣꯀꯣꯃꯤꯅ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯌꯦꯕ ꯑꯩ ꯉꯁꯤꯐꯥꯎꯗꯤ ꯀꯅꯥꯝ ꯔꯦꯞꯇꯤ ꯇꯧꯖꯔꯨꯗ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯕꯠ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯤꯜ ꯑꯥꯏ ꯒꯣꯠ ꯗꯦꯠ ꯇꯦꯛ ꯁꯣ ꯗꯦꯠꯁ ꯍꯥꯎ ꯗꯦ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯦ ꯗ ꯒꯦꯝ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯃꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ಮಿಯಾಮ್ꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯇꯧꯗ꯭ꯔꯤꯉꯩꯗ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯂꯣꯖꯤꯀꯦꯂꯤ ꯋꯤꯠ ꯔꯤꯖꯟ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯋꯥꯈꯜ ꯈꯟꯕ ꯃꯊꯧ ꯇꯥꯏ ꯃꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯥꯎꯕ ꯌꯥꯗꯦ ꯄꯦꯟꯗꯕ ꯎꯔꯒꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯦꯟꯗꯕꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯔꯣꯏꯗꯕ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯔꯤꯉꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯑꯦꯚꯣꯏꯗ ꯇꯧꯒꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯌꯦꯡꯉꯣꯏꯗꯕꯅꯤ ꯏꯐ ꯌꯨ ꯑꯥꯔ ꯒꯣꯏꯡ ꯇꯨ ꯇꯦꯛ ꯐꯣꯔꯋꯥꯔꯗ ꯗꯤꯁ ꯀꯦꯝꯄꯦꯟ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯁꯨ ꯎꯁꯜꯂꯨꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯌꯨ ꯋꯤꯜ ꯕꯤ ꯏꯃꯣꯁꯅꯦꯜꯂꯤ ꯆꯥꯔꯖ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯅꯪ ꯏꯃꯣꯁꯅꯦꯜꯂꯤ ꯆꯥꯔꯖ ꯇꯧꯈ꯭ꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯅꯪ ꯉꯁꯥꯏꯒꯤ ꯀꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯂꯣꯖꯤꯀꯦꯜ ꯀꯟꯀ꯭ꯂꯨꯖꯟꯗ ꯔꯤꯖꯅꯤꯡꯗ ꯗꯤꯁꯤꯖꯟ ꯂꯧꯕ ꯁꯨꯡꯉꯝ ꯉꯝꯃꯛꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯤ ꯂꯥꯛꯄꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩ ꯌꯥꯔꯤꯈꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯏꯃꯣꯇꯤꯞ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯋꯥꯔꯤ ꯚꯤꯗꯤꯑꯣ ꯊꯣꯛꯂꯛꯄ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯂꯥꯛꯑꯒ ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯂꯦꯟ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯣꯔ ꯑꯁꯤ ꯑꯅꯥꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯑꯩ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯟꯅ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯜꯂꯒ ꯑꯩ ꯏꯟꯚꯣꯜቭ ꯇꯧꯁꯟꯗꯦ ꯃꯔꯝꯗꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯗ ꯄꯣꯠꯁꯤ ꯄꯣꯂꯤꯇꯤꯀꯦꯜ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯤꯕꯅꯤ나 ꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯖꯥꯏꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯛꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯀꯨꯜ ꯃꯥꯏꯟꯗ ꯋꯥꯈꯜ ꯈꯜꯂꯒ ꯊꯦꯡꯅꯗ ꯌꯥꯗꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯥꯏ ꯒꯦቭ ꯑ ꯁꯔꯄ꯭ꯔꯥꯏꯖ ꯇꯨ ꯗꯦꯝ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯌꯨ ꯀꯦ ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯕꯔꯃꯤꯡꯒꯝ ꯌꯨꯅꯤꯚꯔꯁꯤꯇꯤꯒꯤ ꯚꯥꯏꯁ ꯆꯥꯟꯁꯦꯂꯔꯗ ꯎꯗꯦ ꯔꯦꯗꯤꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯚꯣꯜꯚꯃꯦꯟꯗꯨ ꯇꯛ ꯂꯥꯎꯅ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯐꯣꯔꯃꯦꯜꯂꯤ ꯐꯥꯏꯜ ꯑꯃ ꯄꯦꯇꯤꯁꯟ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯀꯝꯄ꯭ꯂꯦꯟ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯄꯣꯔꯣꯝꯄꯥꯠ ꯄꯨꯂꯤꯁꯀꯤ ꯗꯣꯀꯨꯃꯦꯟꯗ ꯍꯥꯞꯄ ꯏꯖꯟ ꯀꯥꯟꯗꯗꯤ ꯗꯦ ꯋꯦꯔ ꯑꯣꯜ ꯁꯣꯛ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯁꯥꯎꯔ ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯎꯗꯦꯗꯣ ꯊꯤꯔ ꯀꯤꯟ ꯊꯤꯜꯂꯨꯔꯒꯗꯤ ꯗꯦꯠ ꯗꯖꯟ ꯔꯤꯖꯣꯜቭ ꯗꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯔꯥꯏꯁꯤꯁ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ
ꯃꯤꯅ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯁ ꯄꯣꯏꯟ
ꯑꯣꯏꯈꯤꯗꯣꯏꯅꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩ ꯄꯨꯂꯤꯁꯇ ꯕꯔꯃꯤꯡꯒꯝꯒꯤ ꯍꯦꯗ ꯄꯨꯂꯤꯁꯇ ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯑꯩ ꯇꯧꯖꯔꯝꯃꯤꯕ ꯁꯣ ꯗꯦꯠ ꯒꯤꯚꯁ ꯃꯣꯔ ꯂꯥꯁꯇꯤꯡ ꯏꯝꯄꯦꯛ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯑꯆꯨꯝꯕꯅ ꯑꯔꯥꯟꯕꯗꯨ ꯃꯥꯏꯊꯤꯕ ꯄꯤꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯗ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯂꯤꯊꯜ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯑꯦꯕ ꯆꯠꯂꯒ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯀꯤꯟ ꯊꯤꯜꯂꯨꯕꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯣꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯋꯥꯈꯜꯁꯦ ꯏꯪꯅ ꯈꯟꯊꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯀꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯇꯥꯔꯦ ꯈꯤꯇꯪ ꯍꯩꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯂꯣꯖꯤꯀꯦꯂꯤ ꯗꯤꯁꯤꯖꯟ ꯂꯧꯕ ꯆꯪꯉꯤ ꯏꯃꯣꯇꯤቭ ꯔꯦꯁꯄꯣꯟꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯥꯔꯤꯉꯩ ꯑꯦꯚꯣꯏꯗ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯉꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ kudong chaba phangi aduga video photos me am si yenga tanda is it worth sharing si wa ina me am da utpa da kana ba video rai si isana su kitang wakan kan biyo because today you have an enemy dangerous enemy who is looming over you 24/7 nang na tak ji khallaga no ya chi kom yenga chongjela cha dogi mi mana nang lummaga le ji khallaga nang na share tawdoriba nang na haidoriba ngangdoriba me am se lummaga le ba mi du da khudong chaba pibra pidabra ha bi khallaga thabuk tong matam da admaina react tawdong ne hajariba admaina I me am si da kitang appeal lam tang
but at the same time akhoi haidare ko sigumba governance amagi manungda tackle tawgudaba pot mayam ama sigumba laita bana maram oiraga haitare ngasai athobna ju thamgre akhoi khulai paire ji kari gi no da akhoi ngakpi gi da akhoi gi mi du ngak tar kan da isai thanda self preservation gi motive tu lak pane ba but similarly haitare ko sigumba tholok paji da government gi side tagi magi lohum thokpa action haigadra because someone must be held accountable asuk chauraba district amagi manungda leiba asuk chauraba yumama asuk chauraba explosive sinaraga thugai bu matamda sarkarna tuminna leiba taragadi praja miyam da hujiki kenu leiduini sarkar di kare ninge
tam samna harbada ngarang tholaiba video kumujambagi da koi jai bom chagi yumse it's a 4-story building it's a huge building concrete building ado madu tactically explosive siznaraga one blow da demolish the waves there this is not a public mob this is a strategic military action adu tagdi adugi blast gi magi sound du phobda whole Churachandpur nilamgani hajariba ado mafam du da deploy toriba Indian Army sing Assam Rifles kang de any security forces mayam DC deputy commissioner ladiba SP ladiba how do they respond to that have it's a big question moi mayam du loina me accountable oigadamne mafam du da lady sing do bom du pokhai gra matung da moi kai to ke kali action lokat ke security advisor na kari advice pi ke DGP na kari thabak to ke have right from security advisor DGP those army personnel Assam Rifles deputy commissioner and superintendent of police posted there they all should be held accountable for that action because it was not a public mob which you cannot use forces and all those things due to civilian concern
expert
it's an expert and it's a terrorist act it's a complete symbolic example of Kuki Libanstrom it's a terror act completely moina ethnic cleansing gi most visible example idea do you are demolishing you are wiping out the footprints of settlement community settlement you are completely erasing the demography so that's clear ethnic cleansing that's clear genocides and highly sigi action sida mafam duda ladiba state ki agency sing security ki agency sing they should be held accountable and masigi matang da moina kai togi aina na hoi tagi bedadi hujiki haiba lekai si bulldozer sinaraga demolish tawre have paw si lama tamda immediately akoina concern official khara da Churachandpur gi SP or DC da phone da wari sa hange na hai matamda they are carrying out a social service and khume na haibam tagi social service tawni na mogi local body sing hairakpani almana hairakpani na khume ta haigi
social service with big loud bang
with explosives ko aduna sigi design se torokpani na si hanam yam khangam de Imphal da ethnic cleansing tore Imphal da thugai re haiba ngata ne ba Imphal da di haiba property ayam sing they are all standing tall
but vandalized to leak tore iba se see to provoke
it's a
provoke hogi sida le ori ba mayam je hoi khara thugai khwa diaure masidu similarly torna bagi provoke to man ba
adugi element su yaurani at the same time
ta da banda di chumba
madu sida koina masi respond to ngai maram leite aduga I don't think sida koi gi adu ba explosive pai ba volunteers or groups or any lerem dong mande because that requires
but hare bog da koi proactively Mina sanari budu koi sanaloi da
asidi we need not retaliate asi akoina retaliate toroga we are not going to get justice
negative narrative amone
sakini asidi akoina state ki agency da Indian government da concerned officials sing du da moi gi mathak tagi moi mathak to ina koina responsibility fix tawraga thabuk paikhalen da ba pora makang ni but asigi video
adu
si
tawraktraga di prajadi adum sounding lo ni
yeah yeah but asigi video si it happens in last year adu high video sina akoi miyam da achumba gi damuk lepiba Manipur gi miyam da it gives a glaring example that actual violence is committed by them by the cookie narco terrorist groups adu masidi moi deliberately strategically militarily tawba poni habisidi the world will know now adu asi akoi gi damuk it's a very good opportunity akoi laibak phabne na idmai lomni
thank you very much athauba masini ngasigi on record ta athauba na thambirimba wafam mayam ma yamna loksan gadoba mayam ma akoi mina sanabasi sanahandabasi yam important oi kenoda sanabasi karayona sanai UN gi platform US ki president gi forum adagi EU gi forum yona aduga international media X da Instagram da Facebook da mayam da Manipur bu kaihan ba pamdaba mi sing asibu demonize tawba akoi si yam sathi ba nupi angang sorokta phi longthoga parade tawba aduma mi dawna uhanbada yamna mateng oiba adugumba mayam ama akoina respond tawbada oina ohenba pot mayam yawi habani aduna yari makai akoi si emotionally akoigi react tawdaba aduga mingonda more importantly mingonda sananing mamonda sanahandaba aduna masigi lalongsi ngasi heng loigadoba mandaba aduga aikoigi site gi su Manipur kahening da bi site gi su yamna hai singna khongthang thangba dakar taba adumba wafam mayam duni athobuna ngasi on record da phongdok piramid bese thank you very much madangasi dangasi go ni on record rasinjaba tare adubu please watch Impact News for akogi different news and views and manung hutna and a whole lot of programs that we bring every now and then. Thank you very much.
Government of Manipur Directorate of Veterinary and Animal Husbandry Services Circular